Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, how are we getting on? Welcome to a brand new Fallout 76 news video. So we've got a little update today which is fairly important and covers something you might want to engage with ahead of the upcoming Milepost Zero update. There's still some weird questions that are a bit open-ended, but it seems like things are starting to come together more regarding that, and there's something changing here that you will probably want to be at least aware of, if not actively engaging with, on the legendary gear side of things. So, we have a new Inside the Vault blog post here that gives us a little bit of preparation for the Milepost Zero update, and we'll elaborate in just a second. So, let's have a look at that. Okay, welcome to Inside the Vault. Milepost Zero releases in a few weeks, and as you get ready to take on new challenges, we wanted to give you an update on how we're thinking about legendary cores moving forward. At the release of Milepost Zero on September 3rd, legendary cores will be discontinued as we consolidate the currencies used in legendary crafting for a more streamlined experience. This means legendary cores will no longer be usable across Appalachia. After the update, the events that currently drop legendary cores will drop modules instead, because you will still need those. Any unspent legendary cores will be converted into legendary scrap, so that's ones that are floating around in your inventory, at a 1-to-1 conversion ratio, which seems a tiny little bit tight when Milepost Zero releases on the 3rd of September. To help you spend your cores, the Script Surplus event will be extended and will continue running until Milepost Zero is available. So, we have some stuff to break down here. So, obviously, this pertains to the upcoming changes to the legendary crafting system. Short version of how that's going to work as it currently stands, still potentially open to change because there's issues and questions here. Mostly questions. Basically, you will scrap legendary weapons and armor and power armor, much like you would with a regular weapon, for example, in order to learn the legendary effects. So, you go scrap a gun, you might learn the scope, you might learn the suppressor, or whatever else, and it's a percentage chance to learn something. That will now include legendary effects when you scrap legendary gear. Once you have learnt the legendary effect you wish to use, let's take anti-armor for example, you then craft a gun, for example, that you want to make anti-armor. You craft a separate item, which is that anti-armor mod. That will require legendary modules, crafting this item. It'll also require other stuff and all manner of weird bits and pieces, potentially. But once you've crafted the anti-armor module, you then use legendary script to attach this module to the gun, and making it an anti-armor gun. Fairly simple system. I'll go into it in more detail in its own video, obviously soon, but that's basically how that's going to work. Obviously, this means legendary cores no longer have any role in the game, they are entirely superfluous, and as such, they're going away. But if you've got a bunch of them in your inventory, it is inconvenient. Obviously, they don't currently weigh anything, but on the 3rd of September, when Milepost Zero goes live, those will be converted into legendary script, which you will need, both to buy further modules and to actually attach legendary effects to new gear, at a ratio of 1-to-1. Now, 1-to-1 does feel a little bit tight, given that one script is still worth basically nothing, and a core is involved in slightly more effort to obtain. So I feel like it should perhaps be like maybe 1-to-5 or something, but anyway, it's not that big a deal because legendary script will not be particularly difficult to come by. It still isn't right now, so you would farm up your legendary gear. If you don't want it, you turn it in at the exchange machine at a train station, get your script, same as. And then you go to the purveyor to buy cores, which you'll use to craft the modules you want. Anyway, so the key point here is that in the run-up to the release of Milepost Zero, they are running Script Surplus so that you can get yourself built up and actually use the cores you've got and basically craft any legendary gear between now and then you want to. Basically gives you a faster gain on particularly the modules you'll need in order to thus spend the cores. And then you'll be left with far fewer that need changing over, if you want to engage with that. If you're not bothered, then don't worry about it. On the plus side, of course, this does give you an opportunity to farm up more legendary modules ahead of time as well, because you can get more script and therefore more modules from the purveyor if you want to. So you might want to think about that between now and the 3rd as well. The other question that is still a little ambiguous at the moment, and you may have seen a lot of people talking about the legendary crafting system absolutely coming with Milepost Zero. Thing is, it's not absolutely coming with Milepost Zero. Bethesda have not confirmed this at all yet. I know a lot of people are going to point at the QuakeCon panel there and say, oh, they're talking about it there, they said it'd be there. They didn't say it will be there. They talked about it, yes, but they did not absolutely state that it will be in the Milepost Zero update. If we have a look at the Milepost Zero patch notes, we also see that they do state that they wanted to test the system out with players, fine-tune it, work it, adjust it, which they have been doing for the last few months, and release it when it's ready. They also make it very clear that they wanted to sort of take their time with this and work on it over a longer period of time. The very much tone of that statement being that Milepost Zero is not when they were planning to release it. Now that might have changed, things might be coming together quite nicely and they might well be releasing it on the 3rd, but they also might not, because they haven't absolutely said this, and I have reached out to Bethesda to try and get some confirmation one way or the other, and have not got any confirmation at all yet. I'm guessing they're holding back a little bit to make sure that everything works before they release it on the 3rd, and might at the last minute go, we'll do it in December, just in case. So they'll probably announce a firm inclusion at the absolute last minute just to make sure things don't, blow up and singe their eyebrows or something. It's definitely they're being on the cautious side there. Well, I think so anyway. But that is the situation. There is still a certain amount of ambiguity there. Nonetheless, the soonest possible date this change might happen is the 3rd, so I would advise preparing for the 3rd anyway, and you might just be left hanging a little bit afterwards if they do delay. We'll see. Not that it's really a delay if they haven't announced the date, is it? But, Still, a little bit of extra information for you anyway on there as to the sort of ambiguity that is floating around that quite a lot of people seem to be ignoring or overlooking, shall we say, so worth being aware of. However, in either case, probably worth farming up some legendary script between now and the 3rd while we've got the extra boost, and using up any legendary cores you have along the way if you get the opportunity and or want to. Otherwise, if you're not bothered, you can just let them convert it into script for you on the 3rd. The amount of script that you can have will be going up along with the legendary crafting upgrade, which logically would be on the 3rd because they're going to dump a load of extra script on you. But we'll see. So you may want to make sure that you've got a little bit of headroom in there so that when your modules get converted, they don't, take you over the limit, the maximum limit of script, and therefore just disappear into the ether. But food for thought. Make sure you've got a little bit of headroom just to be on the safe side. It's probably not a bad idea. Anyway, there we go. Extra script available between now and the 3rd, and after the 3rd, legendary cores will be going away and converted into script for you if you haven't used them. There we go. Simple as that. And we'll see what happens with the actual delivery of the legendary crafting changes as and when we get more information. And obviously I will let you know what I know when I know it. For now, thank you very much for watching. Hope that cleared some things up. Probably didn't, because it's a little bit clear as mud anyway, but that's the way life goes sometimes. If you did enjoy the video, likes and subs always very much appreciated. Notification bell, then you know when I upload. Join us for live streams if you get a chance as well. We're playing Fallout 76, Fallout London, which has been good fun, and a little bit of Stalker as well at the moment. Looking forward to playing on through that series as well. So do join us for those if you get a chance, and check out the social media links and stuff down there as well if you're interested in that. For now, thank you very much for watching. I look forward to speaking to you all very, very soon.